Okay. This time we got something different. So I'm working on, or this is a time-lapse recording of one of the sleeves that I made. And I wanted to show off my process. I watched this already. I'm not super upset, but it's too bad that I left the old sleeve design in there next to it, because it kind of messes with your ability to like see and evaluate stuff and get a general composition read. But it is what it is. So yeah, so I have a process with AI. This is Stable Diffusion, and I'm using some of my own personal, like, I trained these using some of my artworks and some other stuff. So it's like my own models running through Stable Diffusion, a web UI that's called Automatic 1111. And I'm using a image to image generator. So I built this base image, painted this base image inside of Photoshop. I export it and then I bring it into Stable Diffusion. And there's a bunch of different parameters, but the big one is like denoising strength, which was just there. It basically allows me to give the AI parameters for how much it can change things. So these are cool. Did some dragons. Let's see. So this is like one of my models that's overtrained. So it's like I used a bunch of robotic references and stuff, and it's bringing in the robotic stuff. And I mean, those dragons came out cool, but I know what I'm trying to get for this is sort of a more abstract image, because I want to build these card backs that feel like they make sense and have like really interesting and beautiful artwork, but are more abstract. So when you see them, four of them in someone's hand, or if you're using it on your equipment, you flip over your equipment or whatever, like when these things are repeated a bunch, they're not they don't feel like you're in like a mirror maze or something, like super repetitive. So it's this more abstract, like almost trippy visual language that flows into the next one. And so yeah, so like the AI output stuff, but so much of the AI's outputs are going to be so samey. And so I'm using this because I enjoy, like, it feels like I get to sculpt the image more, and I'm more of a sculptor. And so like I let the AI produce things for me that I can then adjust and sculpt. And like, when I'm sculpting, most of the time I'm starting with a human base mesh or whatever. And it's more about adjusting forms and shapes. And I like using the AI here. This is really cool. I'm gonna just do that again. That's it's almost like a flip book or whatever. So yeah, I'm laying in some new compositions, yeah, and trying to figure out some like larger visual reads. I didn't like how repetitive, how much those streaks started to feel like, just the same thing repeated again and again. But some of these outputs are looking great. To be honest, like so many of these, I start to hone in on an idea based on some of these images to like have some sort of a large gap with a distant object. And so I'm using that that desaturated gray in the middle. When it desaturates and when you get less contrast between dark and light, things go into the distance. So you have this shape in the foreground and then some more like lava flowing in the distance. And so yeah, I was just working back and forth. It feels like it's like almost like a collaborative process with AI. And again, you're not seeing a lot of the work that goes into the behind the scenes of me training these things. It's like kind of a painstaking process, but it does feel like, obviously the downside of AI being that it makes like making a thing super easy, and then people often will just use that and take the output and then you know, you're losing artist jobs because, oh, I don't need a digital painter, I'll just run it through AI. But you know, as an artist, when I see that stuff, you can catch something that's AI so easily. And you know, recently I've been watching commercials, like car commercials and stuff, and I'm like, that looks like it's probably AI. And it's a lot of it's not, but it's like they're not spending the time necessarily to make those things look original. They're just trying to sell a concept. And it's that sameness that is the reason that so many AI things look the same. And so like spending the time like to train, that's the so that's the other downside, is like AI stuff all looks the same. It's like you start to spend some time playing with AIs like on Midjourney and stuff, and you can recognize real quickly that so much of it looks just like all the rest of it. And there's like, if your ideas also aren't original, if you've got like, you know, unoriginal ideas and you put something through an AI, which is a lot of times how that works, it's those type of things go hand in hand. Your output is it's just the same as everybody else's. So by trying to use like a more collaborative workflow where I'm using the AI as a tool, but I'm not just relying on the AI as the artist, it does feel like I'm hopefully making something more original. And it's a fun process. Like, it's so much fun to see what the AI outputs. And like you put in a prompt and you go, okay, this, and it gives you something out, and you're like, no, that's not it. Let me just mess with this prompt some more. All right, add these words, add like flowing lava with cracks, flowing lava with embers bursting from within, and then you start to get stuff that looks cool, and you, oh, like, it is a really entertaining process. And it feels like, you know, I spent a lot of time doing photo bashing, and it's fun to do photo bashing. Photo bashing is where you take, it's basically the stuff that I'm doing once I have these images. I'm taking elements from one thing and stitching it together with the others, and then, you know, massaging the image. And the photo bashing, it's like, it's fun to use those techniques with AI to get outputs. Right, I get pieces that I want, and then I can art direct them myself and go, I like this part here, but I need it to be different. I like this part here, but I need to change it a little bit. So yeah, I mean, with that idea of everything being like seamlessly flowing into one larger semi-repetitive picture, the idea, I didn't want to have too much depth, and I didn't want these images to be landscape, because again, I want everything to be abstract, and like, it's obviously of a very biomechanical, biomech style. And so I was liking the cracks, but there was parts of them that were becoming too clearly defined and not abstract, and like, oh, there's a river in the distance. And so I wanted to get rid of that and then bring together, but still having that depth and selling that distance. Some of these things, again, you got like a little too real. It's funny because as I started to hone in, as I got closer and closer, some of this stuff looked so good. Like, man, a bunch of these ones are so cool with the distance. And yeah, so I was super happy with this one. But there's a little bit, it's this one, it felt like it was losing some of the detail in the background. And the background was becoming too graphic, but bringing in that piece from the other one kind of felt like it helped, and it worked. And then this one, yeah, this was one of the ones that's just like, it looked so cool. It was in there in the background, and I knew I wanted to manipulate it a bit, but I liked those like cracking, flowing lava and stuff like that. So I'm just like sifting through, trying to find some pieces that I can use, some pieces that I can mess with. And I think I just wanted to go through once more here at the end to try and figure out something. This one's funny because I really like what I was doing down here, what I had in that lower area. But I ended up canning it. But yeah, I put those both images as card backs. You can download it and use it to generate custom card backs, custom sleeves with dragon scale, dragon sleeve, dragon shield. Or you can also, and they come out super good. I have a bunch of my own, some of the earlier ones. I'll probably do these ones as well. And then also you can, if you sign up for the Patreon, you can get them as Talishar card backs. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was interesting. Hopefully gonna do some more of these in the future. Comment, because if it doesn't get any views, I probably won't, but if you put comments and likes and stuff, it will get views. So yeah, hook it up if you liked it. Thank you. Catch you in the next one. Peace.